Well, hello, this is Rochelle, and welcome to my channel. For today, we're going to be doing a bit of mixed media in our Bibles, and I hope you'll join me. It's a really easy process, and I want to show you that you can do so much with so little. So, for the background or the start of this page, I am taking some washi in various black and white patterns and busting the washi stash. I'm definitely a washi addict, so I have all the washi, but you can only use so much. So this is a way to build a background with some washi and use some of that up. So this technique you can either do with clear edged strips of washi from top to bottom of your page, or you can do it like I did, tearing it a bit and layering it and getting those unmatched edges and just all kinds of prettiness. Regardless of which way you do it, it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to fill every hole, it can overlap, and you're just building this background. It's gonna, like I say, be a background, so it's not the center focus point, and so really there's no pressure for perfection in this technique. I'm journaling in Hosea 4, and ever since reading Francine Rivers' book on redeeming love, Hosea has become one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, just because I'm such a hopeless romantic. The notion of love just, it stirs my soul. But that's not the theme of this specific page. The theme of this specific page is the verse in Hosea 4, it's verse 6 and 7, where he speaks and he says that the people perish for a lack of knowledge. There are translations that use the term vision instead of knowledge. And I was so taken by this verse, especially with, we have our annual conference in March, and the theme for that conference was set last year already, and it's Vision 2020. And if you look at a lot of the American Bible journaling kits that's coming out, it's the theme is Vision 2020. And so really it's important that we understand the importance of having knowledge and vision. Now, what I'm doing here, just for technique-wise, is I'm knocking back that background and making it coherent, so making it look like it's one, just by using a few drops of white acrylic paint with a dry brush. So you don't want it to be caked on, you want it to just dry brush on to knock that washi into the background and to make it look like one piece and not a whole bunch of separate pieces. Taking some Little Birdie texture paste and gesso mix, it's a 2-in-1, and I'm cutting off a sliver of the gelatos, and they survive, so don't worry. And then I'm just mushing it up a bit with my palette knife, and then I'm adding those pigment pieces to the texture paste. And then I'm just going to be mixing that, and I will use that through the stencil as a little piece over the washi of dimension, and it will have a bit of texture and a bit of height, but nothing too bulky, so my Bible is just fine. So adding on what I was saying about vision and knowledge, we so often think that we can wing it. We can go into something without having researched and done our homework a bit, but that's not how God sees it. And God speaks in this passage saying that the people perish for a lack of vision. We have to have a clear plan for 2020, and if we don't, we won't see what God sees for this year. Cutting up this ticket stamp, I promise it survives. It's just so that it fits on my block. And I'm going to be doing some heat embossing, so just stamping that with a Versamark ink, and then putting some embossing powder over and using my heat tool to melt that powder. So with vision, the important thing there is that you are focusing on the things that God is focusing on. If you're focusing on your can'ts and your fears and your, oh wow, that's loud. Your can'ts and your fears and your worries, then those are the things that will be seen more evidently in your actions and your daily life. But if you're focusing on God and His plan and His can and all of that, then you'll see more opportunities for faith in this year. You saw that I counted to 5. It's so that I can dump off the powder from that paper. It just gives it a time to stick. It's a little known thing that I've learned from Karina Basson, so I'm very excited about that. And then I just splattered some splatters with my gelatos and then picking up some of that pigment. Oh, thank you, Ruth. She made me a healthy lunch. Picking up the color and highlighting the verse. I'm just going to be writing my name and the date on these tickets. They have little space for that. And so my theme for this page is my ticket to 2020 is vision or knowledge. And so I fully plan on going into this year full of faith as I abide in His word and I build my faith with His word, so that I can know what to focus on this year by understanding His will for my life. I want to thank you so much for joining me. This page came together pretty quick, and it's a very meaningful page to me. And so I am fully embracing 2020, and I hope you do it with me. And I will see you again soon, and you will keep on watching and you will subscribe and like this video if you did. Okay, bye-bye.